So I noticed something right after I placed my order for my Tesla. I started seeing all these Tesla car fires everywhere. And so I was thinking, oh man, what have I done? I just bought a car that is blowing up all over the place. It's all over the news. There's all these cars catching fire, and I don't know what's going on with these things. Did I just make the worst purchase of a car in my entire life? And so I dug into it a little bit, and I realized that it's not really very proportionate as far as the news goes. There's sort of a one-way bias against Teslas and electric cars in general. And here's basically what I found out. Are Teslas or electric vehicles more likely to catch fire? What does the hard data say? So I did some research, and what I found was gas cars saw fires in 1,530 out of 100,000 cars. So out of every 100,000 gas cars, 1,530 of them caught fire. I was like, okay. Then I looked at electric vehicles, and out of 100,000 electric vehicles, 25 caught fire out of every 100,000. As far as the hybrids go, hybrids have the most fires at 3,475 per 100,000. So statistically, gas cars are far more common to catch fire than EVs or Teslas or any electric vehicle. And hybrids are even more so likely to catch fire than gas cars, more than double. So it's kind of shocking that we only see these videos about Teslas catching fire. And so maybe the internet doesn't like Tesla. I don't know, but it just seemed kind of odd to me. But the data just doesn't really show that all to be true. It's not like all these Teslas are burning down out there. It's just not happening. Electric cars are new, so that's a good clickable thing for a news station, for a news source. It's okay. Another electric car catches fire, but we got all these others. We got 10 or 20 gas cars basically burning down, but we're not going to show that. That's not news because that's been happening for years. What you usually see in the news being reported, they usually report the things that are rare, the things that don't happen very often, because if something happens a lot, it's just not going to make the news. Everybody knows about it. It's been going on a long time, and so it's not really newsworthy. But if you have something that is rare that happens, like say a shark attack, shark attacks always make the news, even though lightning kills more people than sharks. So if lightning kills more people than sharks, why would lightning not be in the news? Well, it happens very often. Think of it this way. I mean, if somebody hit a deer on the highway, usually where I live, that's a very common occurrence, that somebody hit a deer, and you see that, multiple deers a lot of times on the side of the highway, but, it never makes the news. If you could imagine for a second, if somebody in my state hit an elephant, that would be huge news. Somebody hit an elephant on the highway. What? People would want to know about that. But somebody hitting a deer, it happens every day in my state. There is a newsworthy aspect to this as to why we always see these Teslas catching fire in the news. And there has been a rash lately in the last month of a whole bunch of news articles that I've seen and videos just popping up all over the place where they're catching fire. And I'm like, man, what's going on with all this? So that's really kind of my first point is, if it's not normal, it's going to make the news. If it happens all the time, it's just not going to make the news. Battery fires for electric cars are very interesting. I've seen quite a few videos when I was doing my research to determine if I wanted to buy a Tesla. And I was concerned because I saw all these batteries catching fire, all these Teslas burning down. Like, what in the world's going on with all this? And it is sort of eye-catching when you see those reports and you see the flames coming out of the car. And, you know, electric cars really do generate an odd flame, and it does catch your eye. And like I say, it's unique. It doesn't happen all the time. You don't see this on the side of the road. You don't see Teslas or electric cars burning on the side of the road. You know, it's just not a common occurrence. These fires for the electric cars, they burn hot, they burn bright. They can reignite very easily. They're very difficult to put out. You know, you've seen the videos probably of the firefighters trying to put the electric car out, and it just doesn't want to stop burning. And it's fascinating to watch that. It's very dramatic on video to see stuff like that, and it just catches your eye. But I have, throughout my life, personally, I have seen so many car fires on the side of the road, especially in the summer, and of gas cars. And, you know, it's just, usually don't think anything about it. I mean, it's multiple times in a summer we'll see some car in the city that burnt down. The fire department hoses it down, and it's done, you know. And usually there's nothing too exciting with it. You know, the car starts catching fire on the engine, the people get out most of the time and walk away from it. Fire department shows up, you know, by that time the vehicle's, you know, pretty well charred. They hit it with some water and it puts the fire out right away, versus an electric car with a battery. It just keeps burning, and they work on it really hard to get it out, and it doesn't want to go out. So I do think there's some sort of dramatically fascinating thing about seeing those batteries catch fire. It's very eye-catching. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you're thinking about buying a Tesla and you're seeing all these videos about car fires and you think that these Teslas are out there just catching fire all over the place, just make sure that if you're making a decision about safety and whether or not you buy a Tesla or not, make sure you use the data and not the drama that's out there on the internet or wherever else in the news, because it's just not reality. The facts are, gas cars catch fire 8 to 10 times more than Teslas do. So just keep that in mind when you're making that decision. And as far as I'm concerned, I think I'll keep my Tesla. Thank you very much.